Hey everyone, it's Giselle back with another video. Again, this is a bit of an impromptu video. I wasn't really planning on making this, but I felt like now is the time for me to make this, and I know someone in particular will be very happy about this. You know who you are. Basically, I have someone who really likes having a bunch of my videos to watch first thing in the morning, and so I'm making up for the time that I was quiet during the weekend, and so you've got about 3 or 4 now to watch in one go. But anyway, this was requested by one of my subscribers a little while ago now. I made a video about the difference between soulmates, false twins, karmic partners, and of course, what your twin flame is like. And they said to me, oh, could you make a specific video about the difference between false twins and your true twin? And I started to compile a list of well, not pros and cons, obviously. It's, you know what the pro and the con is, but kind of like, okay, this is the difference, this is the difference. But I got not overwhelmed per se, but it was just trying to really dig deeper than I should have, because the answer is quite simple. The physical attributes and initial feelings that you may have between a false and a true twin, and this is where people fall into the trap of the false twin, is that when you initially meet, they both have a similar feeling of feeling like home, feeling familiar, feeling like you have belonged in each other's arms forever, and you know each other and all this. You know, you feel floaty, you feel like you've known them, like you know the true essence of who they are. And this is only true to a certain extent. By that I mean, if you haven't had a true twin flame experience yet, you may misconstrue these type of signs with your false twin as a true twin flame connection, because you do feel it to a certain extent with soulmates and with false twins, but not to the depth and level that you do with your true twin. So, whilst these are definite signs of, okay, the soul recognition is there, the looking into their eyes and knowing them from a past experience is there, the feeling like home is there, but eventually with a false twin, you will start to feel like your connection is more based on fear and doubt rather than on true, deep, unconditional love. Because I know that with me and my false twin, he was very self-deprecating, and I had met him at a very low point in my life. I had just broken up with someone I was dating for over 8 years, and I was just ready for true love. That's what I said to myself, I'm ready for true love. But what I kind of failed to understand was that I hadn't taken proper time out to get to know myself again and to truly love myself again. And when you jump into something like that, you attract the same energy that you are putting out. And I unknowingly was putting out a very needy, a very codependent, and a very desperate energy. And so I misunderstood this connection, and not all my fault either. Because I didn't understand what this was and the depth and level of this connection, I was having readings because I wasn't trusting my gifts enough at the time. This was 2014. Whilst I was very intuitive and already doing readings for other people, I wasn't really trusting my own feelings enough to just go, okay, I know what this is, I know to trust my heart. None of that, right? So I was having readings with other people, and other people were not as in tune as they should have been, and gave me false hope and said, oh, this is your twin flame. And they're displaying the signs of a twin flame runner. And I kind of ran with that. I just thought, okay, well, I don't really resonate with that, but if this is what it is, then I guess I'll trust you because you seem to be knowing more about this than what I do. Which, red flag right there. I should have trusted my heart and trusted that this reading did not resonate and stopped trying to dig deeper and look for more because there wasn't any more. Fast forward 3 years? No, 2 years actually, no. 2 years, I then met my true twin. And the feelings I thought I had that made me recognize my twin when I first met my false twin were nothing. You know, that was a tiny little ember. This was a roaring fire. The feelings I had with him were just nothing like what I'd ever experienced with anybody. Didn't even have to say a word, and looking into his eyes, I already knew the true essence of who he was. Holding him close to my body made me feel like I had really, truly come home. And I didn't feel judged. I didn't feel like I had to put on a performance. I didn't feel like I had to be this, you know, charismatic person. I didn't have to entertain them. I didn't have to do any of that. There was no self-deprecating humor. There was none of that. There was only purity. There was only pure, true, unconditional love. There was no, oh, you need to be this type of person for me to like you. There was none of that. There was instant acceptance, instant love. The feeling of being with them, I just knew in my heart was like, oh my God, this is my husband. And I'd never, ever, ever experienced that with anyone. Even the person I had dated for 8 years. I couldn't even call them my husband. I was just, oh my God, it made me cringe. But this was different. Looking into their eyes was like a portal to a whole new world that I'd never, ever experienced with anyone, with any soulmate, with any karmic, with any false twin. This was on a whole new level. You can just imagine being with all these other connections was maybe level 1. Well, this was level 1000. This was wow. And there was no need for any pretending. I could just be myself. I could just show them who I was and know that I was never going to be judged. And at that time, I kind of felt, oh my God, this connection is amazing. This is something new. This is something I'd never experienced before. But what actually took it to the next level, and what confirmed to me that he was my true twin flame, was when we actually did go into separation. And it may sound crazy, and you're probably gonna, if you've never experienced it yourself, gonna be like, why do you need to go into separation for if this person is the most ideal, amazing person for you? Separation is not a bad thing. It's where we get to become the people that we are meant to be so that we can come together in a true harmonious union. Because a normal relationship, you try to work out the kinks and iron out all the rough patches and try to make the most of it whilst hurting each other along the way. And, it's, you know what it's like. It's sometimes very rough, very hard. And with a twin flame connection, you initially come together so that you find each other, but then you journey alongside each other, definitely on a spiritual level, but physically you often have to take some time out just so that you can find your path on an unconditional loving, but most of all, to learn to love yourself, to learn self-worth, to learn self-love. Because whilst it's going to be amazing, the journey, where you end up together, that's not the main focus of this. The main focus of this twin flame journey is that it awakens the true divine being within you. The true divine being who will be able to create the most amazing life. And they cannot do that for you. You have to do that for yourself. That's why you get some time out to focus on yourself and to do this by yourself. But really, doing this by yourself is an illusion because you're actually doing this together in spirit. And that's what I discovered when we went into separation. whilst we were geographically apart, for the first few months we were still very much in touch and always chatting and, you know, making plans to come and see each other once this whole work project for them was over. But then one day they said that they are likely going to be out there for longer than planned, and that they couldn't hang on. And I know the reason why. They gave me a stupid reason at the time, right? But the real reason was that it hurt them too much to be apart. And because the connection was so new, they couldn't just come out and say that. But I got this real reason through their higher selves. So basically, the reason why I knew 100% without any doubts that this was my true twin flame was when they physically separated from me and said, okay, won't be able to do this. I hope you find someone who will be the right type of person for you, because I can't be that person. I'm so sorry. And that night, I had dream after dream. I could feel them energetically with me. It was like they were lying in bed next to me, comforting me and consoling me and saying, look, everything's going to be okay. This is just temporary. I just need to do this so I can become the person I'm meant to be. But don't worry about it. I am yours, you are mine. This is already destined to be. You know, there's nothing that you have to worry about. This is just temporary. This saying goodbye it's not permanent, I promise you this. And they proved that this was true because they came back to me on the physical anyway. So I knew that their higher selves were telling me the truth. And they gave me a message. They said, I'm sorry. And this is where I knew for 100% that this is my true twin. Not only were the signs just undeniable when we first met, but then when we separated, I felt their spirit. I knew the essence of who they were and what they were trying to convey. And ever since that day, their higher selves always been there to give me messages, to support me. And these messages are being confirmed on the physical plane when I do talk to them on the 3D. And that's when you know it's a true twin flame connection, is that telepathic, spiritual link. And I've never, ever, ever, ever had this with any of my other connections. Definitely not the false twin. There was no spiritual connection there. But with my true twin, there is that undeniable, I am helping you from the spiritual plane. I'm always here with you, and even helps me to do readings, which is an amazing thing. So that's how you know. And I hope that for that person who's requested this video, that this has helped. But for everyone else too, for everyone who's wanting to know more, I hope that this has helped you. And I hope that this helps you to understand your connection, whatever you're going through. And that it clarifies, you know, whether you're in a true twin flame connection. If you would like a reading with me, then by all means contact me. All my details are in the link. But I hope that this at least helps everyone who either can't afford a reading or just wanted to watch a video about it. Thank you all so much for your support and for watching, and I do hope that you all find true love, because that's what I want for everybody. It's such an amazing thing that I don't want to be... that, you know, I don't want to believe that this is just limited to certain people. I want this to be for everyone. Thank you all for watching, and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Namaste.